Namaskar, Kuramjari. I'm Archana Singhangango, and my today's topic is in continuation of my last one about spirituality. A quick recap: what is spirituality? Have you ever asked yourself? If you have, I'm curious to understand what is your view. For me, spirituality is to know about myself. Who am I? Where am I come from? Have I come from? And what is my goal? Right? That's a very, very deep question, isn't it? And I'm sure everyone who is viewing my video has this question in mind about spirituality. So I would like to share a few, three things, right, to understand the core of spirituality. First of all, we need to understand or have this realization that nothing is permanent. I'm sure we all know about it, that the birth and death cycle, isn't it? So however, in our day-to-day work, in terms of life, we tend to forget, right? We think it is forever, but it's very important to tune and fine tune and to program this for ourselves, that nothing is permanent, everything is impermanent. So please remember that. Next, then, what is permanent? What is eternal? For me, the soul is eternal. My relationship with my God is eternal. So that is important to understand this, the core of spirituality, I must say, the initial stage, right, to understand or to get into spiritual or spirituality. Now, when I said our soul is eternal, so, and then let us think for a moment: the entire universe, the planet, the solar system, the stars, and so on and so forth. Someone must be there, isn't it? Who is making things perfect, right? The sun comes out every day. We take it for granted. It sets every day, right? But in our day-to-day life, we are busy. We don't, we tend to ignore, right? But it's important to understand someone is there, that higher energy. So we call God, isn't it? So my relationship, my soul's relationship with God is eternal. That will always remain. So it's very important. The core of spirituality is to understand that. Next, now we have our body, our mind, and the soul. The body is visible. Mind is keeps on running. It is the very tricky, I would say, tricky part of our entire life, I would say, right? So it's important to make our mind as a friend, right? Keep the mind as a friend. Always consciously tell the mind, you are my friend. So if the mind plays some game and making, keeps on bringing the recorder and so on, so need to be careful about that. Always be conscious, right? So, okay, coming back to the topic, that about our mind, our body, and the soul. Who is more powerful? Have you ever asked that question to yourself? Or which is more powerful? Is it my mind or my body? Let's start with that. For me, the mind is more powerful. You must have read, or if you have not read, please be aware of this, that the mind is more powerful than the body. Whatever the mind commands to the body follows. So that is the power of the mind. So it's very important to keep the mind in control, isn't it? So I am not a mind, be detached. I am not this body, so I am the soul. So remember that. So the mind is more powerful, so it's important. There are research, there are books published, a lot of sages and renowned people have written about it. I want to share this and practice it, test it out in your day to day life. To test whether the body is more powerful or the mind is more powerful. You can think, right, as I shared in my previous videos about your weight, a simple thing about the weight. Tune the mind, tell yourself, this is the weight I am, this is my, the weight that I am maintaining, and just go with it. It commands the body and the body follows. Remember this. So go, and if you want to watch that video, you can go and check, because that proves that the mind is more powerful than the body. The next point is the soul and the mind and the body. Which one is more powerful? For me, the soul is more powerful. The soul is eternal. The soul is more powerful than the mind. So it's very important. I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am my soul. So we need to always remember this. And how do we make the soul powerful? Because the mind, many a times, overpowers, right? With all negative thoughts, negative programming, we start worrying, we might be worrying about life, so on and so forth, right? So it troubles, right? So we need to be careful, we need to be practicing this. So get rid of all negative thoughts, be happy. So happiness is something that comes from within, as I shared in my old video. So let's practice it. What is happiness? Happiness is from within. Happiness comes from, you don't need to go outside and search. So when you are happy with yourself, when you love yourself more than anyone else. No one has to love me. I love myself. That is more than enough, right? So then my soul becomes powerful. I can easily get rid of negative emotions. And I don't have to list, you all know what are negative emotions: anger, lust, jealousy, envy, worry, fear, so on and so forth. And the list goes on. So please practice and share with me what is your views. Thank you.